Hello, Husker Nation. It's Ethan Vice for FRI-SUN Lincoln. This is your previews for Friday on through Sunday in the world of Husker athletics. The basketball game is underway as I'm filming this, so I'm gonna miss some action, but that's all right. I'll catch up. But anyway, so starting tomorrow, we got a lot going on tomorrow. A lot of big things. Starting with women's basketball. Well, let me backtrack. Starting with swimming, diving at 4, but we'll start with women's basketball and their upcoming game. They're coming off a 90-42 win over Florida A&M. Sorry, that was men's basketball. Over Northwestern State. And the third consecutive season where we play Wyoming, but first trip back to Laramie since 2006. So there you go. So to scout Wyoming, they're led by head coach Heather Ezell. In her second season, team is coming off with a win over North Dakota, 77-60 on Monday. In her first season leading the Cowgirl program, Ezell produced a 23-11 record that included a runner-up finish at the Mountain West Conference Tournament and a trip to the second round of the postseason WNIT. They defeated Texas A&M Corpus Christi before falling at K-State. On the court, the Cowgirls are led by Allison Fertig, who has Mountain West Freshman of the Year and two-time All-Conference honoree. As a sophomore, she ranked third in the conference in scoring 13.3 and second in rebounding, which is 8.7 rebounding percentage, 2.0 block percentage, and field goal percentage. She opened the season with game highs of 18 points and 11 rebounds in the win over North Dakota for her 20th career double-double. None of the other 4 starters in Wyoming's 2023 opening day lineup started last season against the Huskers, although 9 returning Cowgirls played in last season's game in Lincoln. In fact, 8 returning Cowgirls also played against Nebraska in 2021-22, including Bailey Wilborn, who faced the Huskers as a member of the Maine Black Bears to open up the 2021-2022 season. You have Emily Malema, 5'11 guard, who scored 10 points as a starter in the opener against North Dakota after playing 18 minutes off the bench and getting 4 points against the Huskers in a 66-39 loss at Nebraska last year. Malema is Wyoming's number 3 returning scorer from a year ago when she averaged 6.3 points a game. You have Tess Barnes, who's a junior. She got 9 points and 3 boards as a starter in this week's opener with North Dakota after getting 2 points in 21 minutes off the bench against us last season in Lincoln. She is Wyoming's number 4 returning scorer from last season. You have McKinley Dickerson, formerly Bradshaw. She must have got married, so congratulations to her. Rounded out the starting 5 against North Dakota with 8 points and 2 rebounds. Dickerson, a 5'11 senior from Lyman, Wyoming, was an all-Mountain West guard in 2022, averaging 14.9 points per game on the year. She added 5.7 rebounds and 1.4 assists as a junior, but did not play in the 2022-2023 season. The former Wyoming Gatorade High School Player of the Year had 9 points and 5 boards as a starter against the Huskers in a 72-61 loss 2 Decembers ago. Last season, Wyoming averaged 65.6 points per game while making 44.7% of its shots from the field, including 32.9% from three-point range. The Cowgirls also hit 76.9% of their free throws. Wyoming owned a plus 6.0 rebound margin. And we are 9-0 against Wyoming all time. So let's make it 10-0 tomorrow. Also tomorrow, women's tennis start their very last fall meet. So you have, I lost it. You have graduates Maya Petrowicz, Isabel Androver Gallego, Rafael Lacassi, and Antisa Delachenko, Lucy Lloyd, Jillian Roa, and Anna Zamburik, along with the freshman Maria Taranova. They'll all be competing. So far, a good fall season, 42-31 singles record and 33-20 in doubles. So the newcomers, Tanarova and Petrowicz, they both got 8 wins in singles and 4-0 in doubles play. So congrats to them so far, and good luck to the ladies as they finish the fall tomorrow. And that tournament goes through Sunday as well. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Let's see. Also tomorrow, men and women compete in the Midwest Regional for cross country. So good luck to them. No telling what's going to happen in this. Anything can and will. So just good luck to them. Hopefully we get a winner in it. But I didn't understand how cross country works. So in the regionals, it seems like the top 2 teams in each of the 9 regional sites. So there's 9 regional sites. We're the Midwest. So the top 2 teams automatically qualify for the NCAA championships, along with the top 4 regional finishers, not from an automatic qualifying or at-large team. After regionals, the NCAA D1 cross country subcommittee selects 13 at-large teams and 2 at-large individuals. That's a lot to comprehend, but all I can say is do good at this meet and go to the NCAAs. That's all we can say. So it'd be nice to get a win, but be nice to go to the NCAAs as well. So good luck to the men and women tomorrow. In that. Bowling starts tomorrow as well. And according to the athletics website, it's their first stacked lineup for the season so far. And if it hasn't been rough for us already, I mean, we only got 3rd in our first tournament, 5th in our second, and we looked really rough in our second tournament. So hopefully things will shape up in that and get a victory in this thing, but we'll see. So that leaves us with swimming and diving, which is let me backtrack. Cross country is at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow. Then we got swimming and diving. So it'll be like the second event tomorrow. We came off a big win over Kansas last Friday, where we captured wins in 12 of the 16 events. Sophomore Gina Jorgensen took home 3 individual titles in the 1,000 freestyle, 500 freestyle, and 400 individual medley. Senior Sarah Barton, she grabbed 3 top 3 finishes against the Jayhawks, including a win in the 200 butterfly. Anastasia Tishy finished pretty closely behind her in that event. Maya Hall earned 2 first-place finishes in the 100 breaststroke and 200 breaststroke. She set season bests in both events with times of 104.29 and 218.63. So, congratulations to her for her last week's performance. Marchie took home her second victory of the season in the 200 freestyle and set a season best time of 1:51.52. And Awachu and Kusira claimed second and third, respectively. Marchie added a runner-up finish in the 100 freestyle. With the Big Ten Freshman of the Week title under her belt, Tanko continued to shine. She captured a win in the 100 butterfly and a second place finish in the 50 freestyle. Tanko also contributed to 2 top 3 relays. Then you have Antonia Harned, who earned a first place finish in the 3-meter dive with a score of 331.50. Abby Baxter and Kelsey Claremont claimed third and fourth with scores of 315.23 and 309.23. On the 1-meter dive, Baxter took second and Claremont placed third. In the previous meeting between us and Iowa, we beat them by a score of 175-123. So good luck to the ladies tomorrow in that. Then we got wrestling, my bread and butter. Something I can talk to you by heart with. I don't know much about Campbell, but they do got a pretty tough lineup. I know that. So we have a projected lineup. So we'll go by weight class here. At 125, we got Caleb Smith, who's ranked 13th in the country. Got a victory last time out against North Dakota State. And he will face off either Anthony Moulton or Cooper Short or Xander Batiros. None of the three had a win there. And I'm looking for Caleb Smith to get an easy breezy win here. 133, we got Jacob Van D, who showed some good signs last week. Or we have Kyle Berwick, who started all of last year, didn't do great, unfortunately. He is a transfer from Wisconsin. And he's another one of those that's getting shaped up by a coach. And so we're not really settled on our 133-pound weight class yet. It's kind of tough to see. I mean, Jacob Van D's definitely off to a better start than what Kyle Berwick was last year. Who did, in all fairness, have a tough slate to start with. He actually started late in the season last year. And he started off against Big Ten competition. So, and, to start that rough is, yeah. So, either of them are going to face off against Dom Zacone, who's number 12 in the country, tremendous wrestler. He is 1-0 right now. Look for a tough competition in that match. Then you got at 141, Brock Hardy, who is ranked 4th in the nation at the moment, versus Shannon Hanna or Chris Rivera. Either one of them guys is they're both decent wrestlers, and in that wrestling room I would kind of like to watch them two go at it, but it'll be one of them two guys. Then you of course at 149 have the one and only number 1 Ridge Lovett, who is going up against Justin Rivera, and really, Ridge Lovett's going to do Ridge Lovett things. Look for a pin tomorrow night by Ridge Lovett. At 157, you got number 3, Peyton Robb versus Troy Nation or Hagen Heidstein. If Campbell wants to keep this duel close, I would think they're gonna go with Troy Nation. He's a decent wrestler. He's an NCAA qualifier for sure. Um, at 165, you have Antrell Taylor. It's hard to pronounce his damn name, and he's number 14 in the country. You got him or Bubba Wilson versus Dom Baker. I don't know who Mark Manning will go with. So Bubba Wilson was our primary starter last year over Antrell Taylor. I think Antrell Taylor took a red shirt last year. I can't remember, but I've seen his name before, and he is a decent wrestler. But I don't know. I don't know what Mark Manning's going to go with. I would think the number 14 guy in the country right now would get the nod. I don't know if he's going to redshirt Bubba or not. I'm not really sure. But look for that. And then that match, I don't know. It ought to be a good one if it is indeed Antrell Taylor. I mean, he's definitely a better choice for going up against Dom Baker, but you never know. Mark Manning does some wild things with the lineup, it seems like every week. I mean, it seems like up until the Big Tens, then we have a settled lineup, but he plays with the lineup a lot during these type of duels. 174, you got Elise Brown-Tunn, who came off a disappointing loss last week. He looks promising, but he also looks like he needs to build up some endurance. He has been struggling. He struggled last week. I mean, he got the first takedowns and whatnot, but he could not finish that match. But who knows? Maybe he had a sickness. I do not know. He was ranked last week, and I want to say he was ranked like 24th or something. He dropped out. But if he's feeling 100% or whatever, look for a good match against Austin Murphy, who is number 24 in the country. You know, if he does secure a win, he should jump back in the rankings. But yeah, Austin Murphy, he is 4-1 of the season right now. I'm not sure if Campbell went to the Clarion Open or not. And speaking of Clarion Open, did you guys see Matt Ramos get beat by that high school kid? Something Blaze, I can't remember. I know his brother wrestles in college, but yeah, we should be looking at that kid like right now. We need a good 125-pounder if Caleb Smith ain't it. And I mean, I think Caleb Smith is a good addition, but that Blaze kid looks like he's going places. You know, he's the number 3 ranked high school wrestler, and he beat the number 1 college wrestler. That shows how much wrestling as a whole is evolving. It's incredible. Certainly way different than my time, you know. So yeah, look for a good match there at 174. 184, you got Lenny Pinto, my man, the strong man. And last week he looked tremendous. You know, not only is he strong and fast, but he seems to have worked on his technique a lot more. This guy's an animal, and I'm really ready for postseason with him already. Like I'm so excited for this guy. He is just. I mean, he seems a lot stronger than Mikey Labriola to me. I don't know, but the guy is just an animal. And so it looks like he'll match up against Caleb Hopkins, who is number 24 in the country right now. He is currently 3-2. Look for him to be competitive and build up his record as well. It ought to be a pretty good match. But I don't know. Lenny Pinto's strength and speed is just phenomenal to me. So I can't wait to watch him wrestle again. He's usually one of my favorite guys to watch. I mean, there are times when he starts out strong, then he just slows down. I don't know, but I don't know. Look for him to have a good match tomorrow. At 197, you have Silas Allred, who is number 7 in the country. I expect that number to go up. He looked fantastic last week. He's going up against, it looks like Levi Hopkins, who is 4-1 at the moment, number 26 in the country. So he's close to that top 25. Yeah, decent wrestler. At 285, I still don't believe we found our big man. Nothing against Harley Andrews, but he is a small heavyweight. And he's going up against number 15, Tay Gaudiali, who is 5-0 right now. In fact, I think Tay Gaudiali went to he was a qualifier last year, I do believe, and had a decent run tournament. But, nothing against Harley Andrews. But you can't really bump him down to 197. That's Silas Allred's spot. So, and Harley's good. Like, he wrestled well last week. It just, when you're wrestling all that weight above you, you're going to slow down. It'll take a lot out of you until the guy eventually just falls on you. And that's just what happened. But yeah, nothing against Harley Andrews. I think he is a fantastic wrestler. It's just unfortunate the guy underneath him is Silas Allred. I bet that wrestling room with them going at it, I'm willing to guess they do. I guess they do practice against each other, I would think. But I bet that's a fantastic matchup to watch, and they only make each other better. But like I said, unfortunate for Harley to be in a situation that he is. We had that same situation last year against a guy's name I can't even remember. I am really bad with names. I have to write stuff down. But look for a win by Tay Gaudiali. I'm sorry, Harley, but it is what it is, man. So, moving on, we got the soccer game tomorrow. I already previewed that earlier this week. Go Big Red in that game. So then rifle, which will start on Saturday on through Sunday. It's the Fall Classic. We'll have Murray State, West Virginia, and Air Force in this thing. Doggone it, West Virginia, number 1 team in the country. They beat us twice now, and or 3 times now. I'm sorry, and what more can I say? They're a tough team. I guess a 4th time, it'll help make us better, facing a team like that. But we even set records against them and couldn't beat them. But that we do have the Fall Classic. So they'll compete in the small bore on Saturday and the air rifle on Sunday. Both days are set to start at 7:30 a.m. Most recently, we faced off against the Citadel, who is number 18 in the country, and won by a score of 4,704 to 4,632. There are 4 Nebraska athletes finished in the top 5 overall. And we are 3-3 of the season so far, with wins coming against Air Force, who is in the Fall Classic with us, Ohio State, and the number 18 Bulldogs. They have shot program bests in both the team aggregate and air rifle at Air Force. For team members, senior Cecilia Ossie, junior Mackenzie Strout, sophomore Tori Watts, and freshman Charlie Mick have shot a career best in at least one event this season. The Fall Classic is the last match of the fall portion of this season. Dang it, I lost there we go. I need a better system here, guys. So we already competed against West Virginia this year and lost by scores of 4,748 to 4,699 and 4,732 to 4,722 on October 28th and 29th. The Mountaineers are undefeated on the season and average an aggregate score of 4,744.17. They have wins against number 1 TCU, number 8 Memphis, and number 9 Ole Miss, and number 12 Akron. So this is a good team. I mean, these girls can shoot. What can I say? The Racers, the Racers have grabbed wins against number 11 Ohio State, number 19 UT Martin, and UTEP, and lost to number 9 Ole Miss and number 15 Morehead State. They have an average aggregate score of 4,690 this season. Nebraska has not faced Murray State this season. We defeated Air Force earlier this year behind program record aggregate 4,728 and Air Rifle 2,324 scores and numerous personal bests. Air Force has defeated Navy and Army and UTEP and has taken losses against us and TCU. They average an aggregate score of 4,717. I mean, when you get that 4,700 something score, I mean, you're a good shooting team. I mean, that's a really good average score to have. So this will be our last outing until January 14th. We'll take a break until January, and we'll take on Kentucky on that day. So, without further ado, let's move on to the football game against Maryland. And we are all still disappointed from the loss against Michigan State. I understand it. It sucks. It's really hard to talk about a team that's struggling right now. But let's see. Of course, Maryland has that Taglialova guy or whatever. I should be able to pronounce that last name because his brother is Tua that plays for Dolphins, which is my favorite NFL team, but I still have a hard time pronouncing that name. But without further ado, we play our 2 of our 3 remaining games at home. We are 4-1 at Memorial Stadium this weekend, so the lone loss being against Michigan, and looking for a 5th home victory for the first time since winning all 7 home games in the 2016 season. So Maryland comes in. They have 5-4 record, including a 2-4 mark in the Big Ten conference play. They have opened the year with 5 straight victories, but have dropped their past 4 games. And that's one thing to note. It's like the teams they lost to were pretty decent teams. Except for, I think they lost to a Big Ten West team. I'm not sure. And I think it's a lousy Illinois, I do believe. I think they lost to Illinois, whom we beat. So, I don't know. It's a weird conference. Big Ten West, I mean, it sucks. Maryland's a Big Ten East team. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm a little worried about the game too, but hopefully the players, they're pissed off after losing to Michigan State last week. And we go in there and do our thing, in front of a home crowd and get that damn bowl bid that we've been waiting for almost a decade now. I mean, ain't it weird to think, we haven't been to a bowl game in nearly a decade. And let's hope it's not a decade till we get there. I think by that time Matt Rule would be gone if he don't get us to a bowl game then. But yeah, it's just insane to me. If you told me this shit would happen in 1999, I would have told you to kick rocks. But here we are, with a struggling football team that everybody loves and adores, including me. And let's hope we get this win tomorrow. I mean, what else can I say? I think this is our third time. I don't know. I have it in my notes somewhere. I took a lot of notes on this, probably more than I should have. This is our third all-time meeting. Maryland will visit us for a second time with 19. When we were ranked 19th, we beat them 28-7 in 2016. In 2019 we beat them 54-7. I guess I don't remember that, but my memory kind of sucks as it is. Let's see. It was our second largest margin of victory in a Big Ten conference game, and it's our largest on the road. Let's see. Surprisingly, we ranked second in the Big Ten and third nationally in rushing defense, allowing 77.2 rushing yards per game, which makes sense because last week when we played Michigan State, they couldn't run the ball on us. Everything they did was in the air, and we had a really tough time. And that's something Maryland does. They do like to throw, so our guys got to be on it, in all forms, whether it's rushing or pass. We have got to step up our passing game for sure. We got to keep our rush defense as is, that's fine, that's perfect. But their passing attack is definitely something to be worried about, coming into this game. Which, Malcolm Hartzog, he does a great job, but, all our secondary players are backs, they need to be on alert, Let's see, a lot of this stuff's talking about rushing, but I'm not worried about rushing. I do believe we'll stop Maryland's run game, but they're gonna focus on passing. I believe every team we face the rest of the way is gonna try to pass the ball on us because I feel like that's our weak point, defensively. And then of course our offense is just struggling tremendously. We all know that turnovers is the big one, but slight improvements every game. Every week, day by day, get 1% better, as they say. Let's see. I don't really have anything much. I have a lot on here, but it's mostly just. But anyway, so we have that football game on Saturday, and then of course on Sunday, volleyball will play Illinois at home, which come again. I thought it was going to be a easy peasy sweep against Northwestern. We struggled against them, but I don't know. Those nights do happen. Maybe we get that monkey off our back and get a sweep in this game. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for our weekend preview show. I'll keep staying up to date on everything as action goes along day by day here. Always remember to be excellent to each other. Go Big Red.